How's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to get a Skull Sceptre on a level 3 skiller. The Skull Sceptre is an excellent flex piece on a skiller and super handy if you want to get around faster while doing clues. This is going to be a big grind, so let's get right to it. Your gear setup should look something like this. In my inventory, I have a tinderbox to light the poison dynamite with, a couple ranging pots, some poison dynamite, some rings of recoil, and some food. I bring Guthix Rest, though chocolate cake is fine. This is a basic inventory, and you may want to switch around the ratio of food to poison dynamite depending on what works for you and which floor you're on. For the fourth floor, I would recommend having stackable nightshade in your inventory, as being able to make more poison dynamite without leaving will speed up the process immensely. There's 4 pieces of the Skull Sceptre dropped from 4 different creatures throughout the Stronghold of Security, each at a rate of 1 in 33.6. It's very important to know each creature's max hit and stay above that at all times. Minotaurs have a max hit of 2 and drop the right skull half. Fleshcrawlers have a max hit of 1 and drop the bottom of the scepter. Catapulpons have a max hit of 7 and they drop the top of the scepter. Anku can hit up to 8 and they drop the left skull half. Note, in each case here, I've listed the max hit of the highest level variant in the Stronghold of Security, though the weaker ones will also drop the piece at the exact same rate. The Minotaurs on the first floor and Fleshcrawlers on the second floor are very similar and pretty straightforward. Find the creature you wish to slay, use your poison dynamite on it, then recoil it down. If you want to bring a Venomolt onto these floors, it will speed things up, but I don't think it's necessary. The big difference between Minotaurs and Fleshcrawlers is that Fleshcrawlers will aggro on you, while Minotaurs will not. Sometimes when I recoil things down, I'll take off any gear that gives a defensive bonus to increase my chance of getting hit, and sometimes I bring a Berserker necklace switch to lower my defense even further. From these floors on, I would suggest having a Venomolt. Armed with a Serp Helm and a Toxic Staff of the Dead and carrying the runes for Windstrike, the Venomolt's job is to hit lower than you hit with the Poison Dynamite. You can brew down to lower your magic, and using the Cursed Amulet of Magic is also helpful. You may also choose to use another alt to cast Vulnerability on your targets. Be sure to equip a Tome of Water to make Vulnerability extra effective. These alts will make things much easier for you, but neither one is necessary, so you can just continue on as before. If you want to do this without alts, I would suggest having Guthix Rest unlocked. You unlock Guthix Rest by completing one small favor up to the point where you learn to make them, which doesn't include any combat. Catapulpons on the third floor can be annoying to deal with, but also can be made super simple. I step through the portal on the third floor and run through the back. When you go through the gate, you'll be stood in a safe spot. You won't get attacked until you land the poison dynamite hit. At that point, you can step back in and venom it on your other account. As a side note, I looked up 5 different videos on how to pronounce Catapulpon, and I got 5 different answers. When using alts, it's important to remember that the Stronghold of Security is single-way combat, so you'll want to make sure that auto-retaliate is off, and to make sure the account getting attacked isn't in combat while you're trying to attack the enemy on another account. Ankus are going to be the toughest of the 4. I run through the portal and around to the back of the first room and wait for 10 minutes for the enemies to de-aggro. You can know when you've de-aggroed an area by using the NPC Aggression Timer plugin. Make sure you turn it on before you get to the 4th floor. Remember that if an enemy aggroed on you during the 10 minutes, it'll stay aggroed after. So if this is the case, make sure to log out and then log back in. After my aggression timer runs out, I bring an Anku over with the vulnerability ult. Prey protect from melee and tank his attack while your skiller gets off the poison dynamite hit and then runs back to safety. We ideally want to hit at least a 2, so the Venom ult can come in, hit a 1 with Windstrike, and then hide through the gate. Then you just have to wait for the Venom to tick down. If you only have 1 ult to bring, I would highly suggest bringing the Venom ult, and then bring the Anku into position with the Cursed Goblin Hammer. Once you get all 4 pieces and combine the Scepter, make sure you imbue it by talking to Soltson on the 4th floor of the Stronghold of Security while you have your fancy, fighter, or fancier boots with you. This will make it so it doesn't break when you use your last charge. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. If you have any questions, I can try to answer them in the comments below. Good luck on the grind, and I am very proud of you.